Hello everyone and welcome to the Smith County Chamber of Commerce Corner Program. I'm Denise Hackett along with some of my guests today, Janie Kirby from Community Bank of Smith County and Randy Dixon, who is a volunteer at our Senior Citizen Center here in Smith County. We have a great day planned for you. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to start with Randy. Randy was a past chairperson at the Senior Citizen Center, and that is such a busy place. They have stuff going on all the time. And Randy, tell us a little bit about what the events, I know you have one special event coming up in February, so tell us about that.
Right, we have a Black History Month, and that's what we're going to do. We're doing a Black History celebration, and it's going to be on February the 22nd, and it's going to be at 7 o'clock. We decided to move it to the nighttime because we had done the afternoon event, and it seemed that when we did that, that there wasn't as much participation due to the fact of the people that were working. So I had a gentleman I met he's a Christian comedian. His name is Chris Bond, and he's coming in from Nashville. He does a lot of work for 760 The Gospel. He's a gospel station in Nashville. Also, there's a gentleman by the name of Jimmy Fitzgerald that's coming in, and he's going to do that. They're going to come in and just do some remembrance celebration, have a few laughs, and we're going to have refreshments and stuff, and we're inviting everybody to come and be with us. Like I said, it's an event that we haven't done in the past in the evening, but I've had a lot of good response for that, and that they are going to come, and they also are going to bring a couple of girls, they do what they call the spoken word. And the spoken word is a very direct Christian, biblically based poetry that's going to be coming. Also, we're going to have some local people that are going to do some singing and different things, but I'm going to put a thing in the paper that's going to have a schedule of events. Also, we're going to have a biography about the people that are coming, so people will have a little idea of what's going on. So that's one thing we're excited about.
Well, and once again, and let me ask you this. Now, do you have to be a senior citizen to come to this?
No, you don't.
You don't. And is there a cost?
There's not one cost to come, no. What we're doing is asking if you come, maybe if you could call Jan Johnson at the Senior Center at 735-0560 and RSVP. So we're going to have refreshments. So we're kind of wanting to know how many people will be there for that. But as well as that, we don't have to. We just have to have, it's going to be anyone that wants to come. It doesn't matter, who it is, that they want to come and have a good night and just have some fellowship and fun at the Senior Center.
And Janie, I think that's what's so fun is everything doesn't have to be. You don't have to be a senior to enjoy some of the activities at the Senior Citizen Center. But now all this is associated with what event now?
With the Black History celebration.
Black
History Month in February. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so all of that is in coordination with Black History Month.
That's correct. That is correct.
And now I know, and Janie and I probably need to come to some of these sometimes. We took the youth leadership there, Randy, and they do line dancing. Oh, and they taught, what was so funny was, the youth think that they know how to dance and do everything, but they don't know how to line dance. So these seniors taught the youth how to line dance.
That's right. They do that every Wednesday at 12:30 in the afternoon. They have lunch at 11. And after that, they'll go they'll move all the tables, move all the chairs, and they start doing line dancing from 12:30 to 1:30. They clear the floor. And and they have a lady come in. Her name is Miss Louise, and she comes in from Lebanon, and she does that. And only thing what they do with that is people give money to her, just like whatever they can for gas, and that's all she does. And she comes up from Lebanon and she does that and teaches those every Wednesday from 12:30 to 1:30.
And that's good exercise.
It is. We have a lot of people come there. I've done that myself. I used to go and just take time. I was chairman for 5 years, and I just would go, and that would be part of my week to go and spend time with them, because I felt that as a chairman, that's what I should do. If you're on a committee like that, I feel that's what you're supposed to do. Go out and spend time with them, because they know who you are and that you're representing them in the way that they need to be represented.
Well, so how can someone, a retired person, or how can they come to the senior? How are there any dues? Does anybody have to pay?
You can come in, and what they do is they fill out some paperwork if you're 60 and over, and what happens with that is for the attendance, they get credit, and when they do that, they get funding for their attendance.
Oh.
So there's no set fee to be there. You just come in, and they get credit and get funding through UCDD and other organizations for that.
Well, also, they go on a lot of trips.
They do. Like they're leaving today, they're going to the Cumberland Playhouse today, and that's where they're leaving. That's the reason I stepped in for Miss Jan, because she's going to be with them going to the Cumberland Playhouse in Crossville. They're going to watch a play today and have lunch and stuff. So they're an evening dinner. So they're going to do all that this afternoon. So.
Well, I would say it's a wonderful place for a senior to form friendships, to stay active. I know they have a pool table in there. They play cards. They play dominoes, and
they'll do that. And they have bingo tournaments. Sometimes their bingo's they're pretty aggressive time, but they have a good time with that.
They get serious with that.
They get serious with their bingo.
Yes, they do. And also, now they've got some major trips planned. They're going to Alaska.
They're going to go up to Niagara Falls, too. They're going to go to the Niagara Falls.
Oh, Niagara Falls, okay.
So they're going to do that and be looking in the paper for that, because she's got some things up for that. So they're going to be doing that in June. So that's going to be a big thing. Also in March, they're going to have Ming Wang come in, the guy from Nashville that does ophthalmologist. He's coming in and doing a program at 6:30 on the 14th of March, and he'll be in to do that as well. So, they have a lot of different things. I do try to go and help them promote the Senior Center, because my mom is a member there, and you do form a lot of good friendships there. And I've formed a lot of good friendships through being their chairman and being there with them.
Well, it's a wonderful facility, too. It's a newer facility that we have here in the county, and it is top-notch. It's clean. Everything is just sparkling, and the people that work there and volunteer there are as nice as they can be. So I encourage anyone that has the opportunity, that's a senior, that's retired, that wants to go there, to go and be a part.
Well, see, we do a lot of picnics in the summertime. We try to schedule events where we go to different areas of our county and do picnics. That's one thing that I've been trying to do this time, is try to get them to go out to different areas. I've even also went and grilled their hamburgers and done things for them like that, and just have picnics out, and they play games. They'll play cornhole, and they'll do all these different games out in the community as well. So.
Well, and I noticed, and it may have been in there a lot, but now I noticed this week in the Carthage Courier, it had the calendar for the Senior Citizen Center. So if you don't know what's going on, you just pick up a Carthage Courier, and it's got every day listed in there, the calendar as to what's going on.
That's exactly right. They do that, and it's really good. They really have a lot of activities, trying to do a lot more activities,
Well, Miss Jan Johnson does a fabulous job, and we appreciate all the work that all the volunteers do there, because it's a phenomenal facility for our individuals, our senior individuals that are so active. In that age, our population is increasing in that age, and for us to be able to have such a great facility for them to go to is great.
One thing too, as well as I'll mention, is the last Wednesday of every month they have what they call a potluck dinner. Everyone would be invited to do that. They just ask that you bring something, and that's a good way to see more about the center. They bring things in, they have a potluck meal, they just have a big time, just enjoying fellowshipping and stuff that day too.
Kind of makes me wish I was retired. Me too. Well, Jamie, you're busy at Community Bank all the time. You've got things scheduled and places to be. And you are the coordinator, one of the coordinators of all the trips and the activities.
Yes, that's right. I'm actually one of 8 coordinators throughout Wilson Bank and Trust, covering 7 counties. But I get to coordinate for Smith County, Carthage, and Gordonsville's trips, and help out with the Wilson County. Any trip they tell me to go on, I go.
I don't blame you. I would too. I just keep my bags packed.
I do, just pretty well. I've got my little travel bag. It's ready to go.
Ready to go. Well, now tell us about some of the upcoming trips that you've got.
We've got some great day trips and overnight trips, and I'll start with our day trips first. It is March the 28th. It's the Bluegrass and Barbecue in Owensboro, Kentucky, and normally we leave around 7:30 at the main office, but we will have pickups in other counties. It's according to how many people we have in those counties in order, if it warrants a pickup or not.
Right.
And then, I'll go down.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is. And we usually get back 5, 6 o'clock. It's according to how far we've got to travel. And we have a ball on there. We'll feed you good. You will not go hungry on our trips.
I bet.
You eat from the time you leave to the time you get back.
And they're on the nice big buses
Yes,
too, the big
and
travel buses,
the
so it's comfortable.
They're always usually, they're either 2 years new or, well, 2 years, you know, whatever I'm trying to say on that. Air conditioned, videos, even
They have
Wi-Fi.
TV, right?
Oh, yeah. And carry your laptop if you don't want to speak to somebody next to you. Read your book.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a great way to make new friends, and it's good.
Well, and that comes up in March. What else do you have?
Okay, we
coming up?
have April the 27th, we have the Cornbread Festival in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
I did get to go on that trip.
Yes.
It is great because
How many ways can you make cornbread?
several. I did not know you can make a chocolate pie and put cornmeal in it.
Oh, I didn't either. But you know what? If it's got chocolate
It's
on
good.
it, I bet it's good.
It is very good. They set up all these little booths. You pay $5, you get a test all these foods,
Oh,
and then at the
man.
end of it, you vote on what you like, and that money goes toward a choice of their charity.
Oh, wow.
So
That's nice.
it's great. It's a lot of fun. Which they'll take you on a tour of their historical town in a little school bus, and it's more like a festival.
And this
going
is
out.
in South Pittsburgh. So that's West Tennessee. So,
Yes, I
Okay.
think that's
Down
right.
toward Chattanooga.
Yeah, down toward Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's a day trip there and back. And okay, and then in May we have the Mules and Backstage Tour in Gallatin and Nashville. And these mules is on a farm in Gallatin that actually they're the mules they use in Arizona at the Grand Canyon.
oh, really? To take the people down down to
Yes.
the middle of the canyon?
So you'll get to see that. You get to go backstage tour of some of the recording studios in Nashville.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And let's see, in June the 6th, we've got Land Between the Lakes and Miss Patty's. And the Land Between the Lakes, I don't know if that's the time that the Eagles are out or what, but they have been there before to get to see those. And Miss Patty's is just awesome. The food.
Delicious.
Yes. It's a historical little town also.
Well, about how many go on the day trips?
Usually our buses are full, 54, and sometimes we take 2 buses.
Really?
And it varies.
What's the average cost, I wonder?
Average cost, I would think $50 probably. It depends on if we're going to a play, and then that charges admission.
Oh, that's great.
Or wherever you're going to a restaurant.
And you don't have to worry about driving, just
No.
sit back and people just take
That's right.
you to the
We
front
take you-
door, you
That's
get
true.
out,
Yeah,
and they
take you to
come
the front
back.
door, hold an umbrella over you if it's raining, you don't get wet.
That's-
We'll help you in, help you out, just whatever you might need.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Let's see. We're going down to the Bluegrass Underground in McMinnville. I've never been, but they say it's wonderful there.
I've heard it's wonderful, and I would love to go on that trip. They say it's great, and that they even have weddings down there,
I've
down
heard
in the
that.
cave.
Wow.
And I can't imagine being that big of an area down in the cave, but I've seen pictures.
I've seen them.
So that should be a very interesting trip.
And my sister did go on that trip, and she said it's kind of a walk, so you probably need to be in pretty good shape in order to walk down and walk back. But if the people going with us, we will assist them.
Right. Well, y'all always do. You're
Yes.
great.
Yeah. Okay, and then on September the 12th, we have a trip to the Oak Ridge National Laboratory and Sweetwater Farms. And that's in Oak Ridge in Philadelphia, Tennessee. Don't really know anything that much about
That must
to
be a
tell you
new
this.
trip.
It is.
A new
It is.
trip. Something new.
And we try to add a lot of new ones this year too. And we ask our members, where do you want to go? You know, we don't want to go to the same place over
All
and
the
over.
time, right.
And they tell us, and we look at it,
That
and
should
we'll
be
try to make it happen.
interesting. Yeah.
And then also October 15th, we go to the Corvette and Jackson Apple Orchard in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And this is where that trip fills up with the guys.
I bet. I was going to say Randy would enjoy that.
Yeah, it is. It's a fun trip. And then the apple orchard, they've never been before. So I think that's the time of the year they're going to have the pumpkins and the mums and the apples and that sort of thing there.
And all those are day trips. So you
Yes.
know what? Sometimes people don't like to spend the night and they don't like to be away
That's
from
true.
home, but you've got something provided for them. But
And-
now I know you've got some wonderful overnight trips.
Oh, yes, we do. And one more day trip
Oh, okay.
is to the Opryland Hotel and Opry Mills. That will be a trip with just kind of you're on your own. We drop you off and tell you when to get back on the bus, and you shop, you eat, whatever.
Shop till you drop and we'll
That's right.
drive you home.
Yes, that's right. Okay, and our overnight trips, well, I cannot say anything about this one because they just got back a few weeks ago. Actually, we went to Australia for 21 days.
I would have loved to have been able to
Yeah.
gone on that trip.
That
And
would have
I
been
know
great.
it was wonderful.
Yeah,
Y'all have never
yeah.
been on that one, have you?
No, I didn't get to go on that one, and no.
But
that
y'all
was the
never
first
took
time.
the
No,
first
no,
time?
no. That was the first time that we did take a cruise.
I hinted really hard.
Yeah, that you wanted to go on
Yes,
that one.
but for some reason it just didn't work out.
for you.
Actually, my sister lives in New Zealand, and one day they stopped New Zealand. So I say, okay, this is a tour guide's phone number. Check him out, see where he's at. She missed him just by, they were loading the ship. She said, I was sitting there listening to those Tennessee accents.
Yeah.
All I could hear was Texans.
Now, how many did y'all have to go? Do you
There was
remember?
actually 20-something on this one.
That's good.
21, I believe.
And you know, it's good to go on trips like that because everything's planned for you. You don't have to worry about.
No, you don't worry about your airline tickets, anything. We do all that for you. You just pack your bags and get on, and we take care of your luggage. And we carry it to your room every morning. You set it out. We carry it to the coach. Everything's done.
That's great.
And great at handling emergencies because we have a professional tour guide that goes with us from the time we depart, from the time we get back. He's on there with us. And he knows, he calls ahead, makes reservations for we're eating because he knows before we leave where he's going. If emergency comes up, he is great at handling those, and we do have those sometimes.
Right.
We've had some people to maybe have to be in the hospital, and usually a coordinator will stay with you. And we've had people we've had to fly back home for family emergencies.
Well, but y'all are professionals
Yes.
at this. You've done it before and you know how to handle it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right.
what's the next trip up?
Okay, the next trip actually is March 18th. This is a mystery trip.
Oh.
With the CEO and the president goes on these trips.
Oh.
And
Oh,
I don't.
if they're going, I bet it'll be a good one.
They are the only ones that know where we're going, besides the coordinator that will go with them.
Oh, is it? And it's an overnight trip.
It's an overnight trip. It's from the 18th of March to the 21st.
Well, do they tell you what type of clothes to pack?
Yes, they will do that.
Okay.
And before an overnight trip, also I'll add in there, we have what we call a packet party. Everybody comes together, they tell you what type of clothes and things like that to carry.
With you.
And
Oh, that's good.
yeah, and they go over the trip to the itinerary. We give you phone numbers for where we're staying, where you can leave back with your family, how they can reach you.
That's good.
And I don't even know where they're going. So they
Are you
never tell me.
going?
No, I'm not going on this one.
Oh, no.
No. And if somebody asks me, where are you going? I can't
You don't
tell.
know?
I don't know. Because that's the reason.
It's a surprise.
That trip fills up fast. They've taken 2 buses usually. People are just so,
Inquisitive.
about
And they
where-
probably know if the CEO's going, it's going to be a good one.
yeah. Because they have the input of where it is.
Where it is.
That's
That's
right. Okay, and then in April, the 15th through the 21st, it will be Savannah and Charleston.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
They have gone there several times, but they get the request, let's go back.
That would be nice.
And you people are always going too. I mean,
And that's a good time to go because it's just beginning to get warm. And I know in the hot summer months, it's a beautiful place to be, but
Yes.
it's very hot to be down there in the hot. So April, I would think, would be a great month to go.
I would think so too. In June the 8th through the 22nd, it's Alaska. So there's our Alaska cruise. And this trip is open to anyone 18 and over. And we've had some like that to go, maybe a grandchild or their children that's, and so that trip has already got some on it, but it's still, we got openings too.
Okay.
Okay, and in October, the 6th through the 12th is to Vermont, which I've been there on a trip. At that time of the year, it's beautiful.
I bet.
Yeah, I would encourage anyone to go on that trip. This time, I think they're actually going to stay at the same place for 4 days, which that makes it great. You don't have to get up, pack, leave, that kind.
Right.
But and then our last one for the year is November 29th through December 4th. That's Williamsburg. And the Grand Illumination is where they'll go on that one. And I'm sure they're going to hit it at the time it's going to be decorated for Christmas, and
Oh, that'll
it'll be
be
beautiful.
gorgeous. Well, now,
Yeah.
how does anybody get signed up for these trips, Jamie?
Okay, you actually, of course, come in any of our offices of Wilson Bank, but here in Carthage, stop in at Gornsville or Carthage, and you open a checking account, and we require one more product. That can be a lockbox, savings account, Christmas club, anything. And then that's really all you do to become a member. And then the club account itself has all these benefits, discounts. Well, it's according to really what type of checking account you want.
Okay. And then now you have a special group that you have to be a certain age, right?
Yes, 50 and above.
And that's the Solid Gold.
Yeah, that's a Solid Gold Club. Yes,
Okay.
that's what it is, and what I just said is what it takes to require to be in that club.
The Solid
Yes,
Club.
yes.
Okay. But now to go on these other trips, you don't have to be a certain age to go on. All those that we just mentioned.
Yes, we do want you to be 18 and above.
18 and above, but I
Yeah,
mean, you
because
don't
of
have to
just
be-
liability
okay.
purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now tell me a little bit about the Solid Gold Club.
Solid Gold Club, we actually, besides travel, I mean, we do seminars on educational. Annually, we have a senior health fair, and it's all sorts of things they
And
do.
you give information constantly
Yes.
about retirement, I know,
Yes,
as well.
constant retirement, and we can go on other trips besides what's in this book. And actually, for Smith County here, I'm trying to come up with something just maybe for the Smith County travelers. And stop in, see me, tell me where you'd like to go. And I'm trying to work on that now, and actually trying to get with the Senior Citizen Center and maybe do something with them.
Oh, that's good, but this would just be exclusive
Yes.
to your Smith County people.
That's true.
That's good, and some people may just prefer to travel with the Smith County.
And that's true. And the pickups here would be easier for you too, besides driving out of town.
Right,
make
because
it
they
more
would pick
convenient.
up and drop
Yes.
off here rather than meeting at the Lebanon
Yes.
branch or the main office.
So right now, we're working on something to make it more convenient.
That's wonderful. Y'all do a great job at
Oh,
planning
thank
the
you.
trips, and I know that traveling this way is probably one of the best ways to travel because there's no worries.
Oh, that's
You
great.
pack your bags and you get to go, and somebody else worries about, oh, where are we going to eat for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you probably get to eat better than
Oh,
you would
that's
if you
unreal.
went individually because y'all get group rates everywhere you go.
We do.
So the prices are so much better.
Yeah, and it's actually, everything's included too in the price you pay up front.
Right.
Unless you want something different. Yeah, it's great. I can't say enough about traveling with a group, because you come back, make so many friends.
Wonderful.
And then you'll find yourself traveling with them again. Because
to
you'll say,
see if they're going.
To see if they're going.
So if people want to find out about these trips, they stop in here
Sure.
at the Smith County Community Bank, Community Bank of Smith County. There's one in DeKalb, Wilson County, Trousdale County.
That's true.
So any bank can.
We can sign you up.
But Miss Janie's happy to help you.
Oh,
here in
yes, I'd be
Smith
more than
County.
happy to help you, because the more goes here, I get to go.
Well, good. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Next, we have Joey Nesbitt here, and he's with the Smith County government. He has worked with them for a long time, and he is well on up in the Smith County government with their maintenance department, and he takes care of a lot of things for Michael Nesbitt, and I know that Michael appreciates him. You work really hard to keep our county facilities, the grounds and everything, and the upkeep. And you know, I know that I take it for granted every time I drive by a certain place, such as the ball fields. They look nice. I know that Lock 7 is always kept nice, in the courthouse. We take it for granted as to how it's supposed to look, and you guys take care of all that. There's no telling how many yards y'all have to mow.
Oh, several. We got like 60 acres a week.
60
somewhere
acres a
around there.
week. Oh my goodness, my son would
And I
die.
take pride in each and every property we have.
Well, y'all do, and you
We
can
get a lot of
tell.
compliments, and I like that. I want
Yes.
to keep that up. So.
Yes, y'all do a great job. Well, I know
But
one
it's
of
teamwork. Yeah.
it is teamwork. Y'all have a good team.
Yes, we do.
One of the things I know they've been working on, because I drove home one evening and I live out in a rural community, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's a new sign on my road.
Yeah.
But what's so funny is that day, when I left, that sign wasn't up.
Right.
And it had rained all day. And when I came home that evening, that sign was up. So it marked my road as to where I live, but it was put up. It was cold and it was raining. So you guys have been working diligently to get all of our road signs in Smith County up and documented.
Right.
And so tell us a little bit, do you have any idea how many y'all just put up?
We started like a new program we're doing now, which is myself and Benny Watts, Albert McKinney, and Kevin Rush. We're taking one day a week and going out. We're just trying to get everything caught up so we can hopefully keep up with it then. And we started this a month ago, and we put exactly 125 signs up.
125
Yeah.
signs in Smith County. So there were how many signs?
Oh, we still got more to go.
Do you?
Yeah, we got, Miss Felicia up at the planning office has broke our county down into 21 routes. So we've got 21 routes to go through.
21 weeks.
21 routes.
Routes. Oh,
that
wow.
we drive through, check them.
Okay.
Any of those missing, she'll make them, we put them up the next week.
Okay.
So we got a ways to go, but we're making progress.
Well, 125
Yeah.
in 1 month.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Y'all been
great.
busy.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is great.
That's great.
But I'm so thankful for that sign because I know that if there's an emergency, number one, the fire department will be able to find it.
Right.
The ambulance will be able to find it because I know that we have modern technology with GPS.
Right.
But where we live, in these hollows,
Yeah.
and these hills, a GPS doesn't always pick up, and our medical, those devices don't always work, and,
Right.
and those people may not know unless there is a road sign
Yeah.
of the emergency personnel. So that's one reason it's so important to have those signs.
Very. I mean, even I got a GPS laptop in the truck. There's some even roads that shows here, but it's here.
Right.
So I do want to talk about the importance of these signs because, if someone steals your sign and you're on one of these complex roads, and you call an ambulance having a heart attack, whatever it may be, and they're running emergency traffic, they could easily pass your road
Right.
because somebody stole the sign. Well, during that time they get turned around and come back, it could be a little late.
Well,
It's
a minute.
life-threatening.
It is. It's
Yeah.
life-threatening.
That's how
Every
important they are.
minute makes a difference.
Absolutely.
When the ambulance and the emergency
Yeah.
personnel and every minute makes a difference, and people don't realize how important those road signs are.
Extremely.
They may think, oh man, I love that name.
Yeah.
I want that. I want to steal that sign,
Yeah.
and they don't realize how important that
Yeah.
sign is to the people. In the emergency management, but to the people who live on that road too.
Exactly.
And it's also a huge cost to the county
Sure.
to replace those
Sure.
signs.
Sure.
And I know that y'all have, and I was amazed because at the county commission meeting, they told about some signs that people don't just take the sign, they pulled the whole pole, concrete and all,
Some occasions, yeah.
out of the dirt, and that's just,
We tried to start raising them higher. Well, then they just started taking the pole down. And what gets me, they got all this time to do that. They unbolt the sign. They don't just break them all the time. They'll unbolt them and everything. And what I want to encourage our community to do, if anyone sees this, I want you to let our local sheriff's department know, Smith County Sheriff's Department.
Right.
And report it.
right, because that's the
So
only
that
way
will
it's going to stop it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because they are so important. And even when people are traveling to try to find someone's house, or it's important just for the public
Yeah, like I
to
said,
have those road signs.
GPS is great, but it's not always right.
Well, and not exactly. And I
so-
hate because if you can find it without a GPS, I'd much rather
Me
do
too,
that
me too.
rather than having that thing continually talk to me.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
And but y'all work really hard, and we appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
So, about how many more signs do y'all have?
We won't know till we get through all these routes.
Right.
What we're doing, we're taking these routes, like I said, we got 21. We drive it, we take what signs we have already with us. We'll put those up if they're missing, but we'll check the ones that are missing in that route. Then, like I said, the planning office will make them, and then we'll go put those up. So we're not gonna know really till we get finished with all these 21 routes.
Right.
But I'd say we got a ways to go.
Right, and if people have signs that are missing, they know about them. I don't think it's necessary that they contact the county office because y'all are going and making sure everything.
Right.
And I know down in the area where I live, y'all had just put the signs up. Well, that was like on a Friday. That by that Saturday, that sign, one of the signs was already stolen. It hadn't even been up 24 hours. And I thought, how in the world? And I don't know how they got it, but it hadn't even been up 24 hours and somebody had stolen it. Well, there's a tremendous amount of people that live in that area that affects. But by Monday, that sign was put back up.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep fighting the battle.
Well, good for you.
I know the sign, they took pole and all on that one. We even had to put a new pole up, so.
Well, good for
We're
you.
gonna keep fighting that battle.
But the bottom line is, when people are caught,
Yeah,
there's going to be some ramifications, I think.
sure. Yeah.
And it will be taken to the sheriff's department, and we appreciate all that y'all do, the hard work that you're doing. I know I appreciate my sign on my road very much.
Everyone does, and they're important.
Yes.
And we even have the sheriff's department help us. And, they're out in the county everywhere. They're reporting to us signs that they see missing.
Well, and
So that
too,
helps us too.
people in the community, it's important.
Yeah.
If they see something going on, don't hesitate to call.
That's right.
Because it affects them. Number one,
Sure.
it costs their taxpayer, some of their taxpaying money goes to those signs.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
well, it is very important. Next, we've got Bill Woodard, and Bill is here, and Bill is with the Smith County Living Committee, and they have been working very diligently. Of course, our Smith County Courthouse, our historic Smith County Courthouse, is not in use anymore. We built a brand new facility, and it's been absolutely wonderful. But Bill has been on the Smith County Living Committee that has been in charge of taking care of the courthouse, and they've got wonderful plans for that. And one thing that I know that everyone has noticed, Bill, are the brick pavers out front.
Right.
And many have been purchased. And I just wanted to kind of ask you some questions about those big brick pavers, like if there's different sizes, I know, and anyone can purchase those in honor or in memory, or if I just wanted to buy one for myself, I could do that, or for my family.
Sure.
Right?
It's a way to pass on a legacy to someone in your family or someone that you want to honor. There's 4x4s, they're $100. There's 8x8s, they're $200. And then the 24x24s they were more popular than we thought. They're $1,000 each.
That's great, though.
But yeah, it is. It raises a lot of money for us to work on the courthouse. We're going to have more of those, and of course, as we develop the other 24x24s, that gets more of the 4x4s and 8x8s. And we're doing the patterns in there, and we're thinking that, like, if you wanted to put a group of people together, you'd be able to do that because they're actually going to engrave them on site now. The original pavers were laid in when they did the work, but now they're going to be able to come and they'll actually do your pavers. So if you wanted, like, your family group together, or you wanted to be near someone, you could do that.
Well, now that's wonderful, because I knew the original ones, you bought the brick.
Right.
It was engraved off-site, and then at a certain time, all those that were engraved were put in. So now, that's neat, because I know y'all had the question for people to say, well, now, can my brick be put over here close to my family or something? And
Right. Well, what happened in the past is we tried to group them together, and we really thought that the pavers would have to be extracted and then a new paver put in. But when they told us that they could do this, that makes it a lot easier for all concerned. And it's local folks that are doing it. Mr. Petty is the one that does the work, and he does a great job. We're glad to be able to use local folks as much as possible.
Smith County Monument
Right.
is doing that. So, and I know, Joey, y'all maintain the grounds and the lawn there, so I know it's just added so much beauty.
I love it, yeah. It's beautiful.
And also, you can drive through town sometime, and I know y'all have seen it, where people are coming up there and they're looking for their brick, and I've seen a lot of people from out of town that are taking pictures of their brick, and then in front of the courthouse. So it's just a wonderful thing.
Well, and the thing I like about it is that, you know, we look back on the courthouse, and obviously a lot of history has been made there. Well, now we are making history for people in the future, and they'll be able to go back and look, and you can literally, like I said, leave a legacy. You can put your family name down there. And I think that's a wonderful thing, because there's a lot of folks in Smith County that do a lot of hard work, and it's good to see those pavers down there kind of commemorating their presence.
Right, and the money that is raised through this all goes back into the courthouse project.
That's correct. What we do is we take the money that is we earn in the pavers. We obviously pay for putting them down, and then what we do is we go inside, and if you go into the courthouse now, we've got new lighting in, and it's modern lighting that's going to save money, because it's
Efficient,
it's high efficiency lighting. There's Wi-Fi in there now, and a lot of wireless connections. We're going to store the archives on the bottom floor, the first floor, in the two back offices there. Then we have the Veterans Service Officer, Mr. Baker. He's going to be in the office to the right. In fact, he's already moved some furniture and stuff in, and he's very excited about that. And that means that this building is being repurposed. It's a historical building, but yet it's being repurposed so that it can be useful to the citizens of the county, and it's not just something that we stand back and look at. We're going to have a theater on the second floor, and that's being worked out. We've talked with SCCA, which is the Smith County Center for the Arts group, and they're donating $5,000 toward lighting and staging and some of the other stuff that we need. Some of the money that we've raised will be used for some of that, but most of the money that we raise will be actually for historical items in the courthouse, and just maintaining the integrity of the history that we already have there.
Well, and talking of history too, I know that we've worked on getting the Civil War, an exhibit there about Civil War history in Smith County too. And it's just this, like you said, it's being repurposed. And the doors will be open so that not only people in our community can enjoy, but it's going to get people off the interstate into our community too, because of things such as we have so many people, Bill, that come here that are tracing their family history.
Right, the genealogy. The
genealogy, and I know that they can go down to the library, and they are wonderful there. Miss Petty has worked so hard to get everything ready, and those ladies at the library do such a wonderful work. But I know that they're very excited to be able to have these new buildings or these new rooms, and y'all fix them up so pretty. And you know, people come to travel here, and that's another place for them to go. With the veterans, Mr. Bob Baker, there's actually going to be a veterans kiosk in there too. So if you have anyone that has ever served in the military in any capacity, anywhere, you can find out that information there.
Right, and it's going to be a very good feature. And I would like to say this, Dr. Petty and Ms. Sue Petty, they have really been instrumental in this, and they actually came down and did painting early on, and I'm really pleased that they are taking a part in this. She's really thrilled about moving the archives down.
Well, and they do a tremendous amount to give back to the community, not only in manual labor. You know, she's worked very hard to get those archives and rooms set up. But we're very excited about the courthouse and what's going on there. And Joey and them, y'all keep the outside facility and everything looking so great, the inside too. And there's 3 floors too. So, you know, you've mentioned the 2 floors, and it sounds like there's full. So you know there's another floor that we can have a dance hall or something up there, Bill.
Well, there are plans for that. We hope to raise enough money to recreate Cordell Hall's and Mr. Gore's office. You have 2 Nobel Peace Prize winners here from Smith County, and we need to commemorate that, because not every day somebody wins a Nobel Peace Prize. And so we'd like to commemorate that up there. And also there's another courtroom up there that can be used for meetings. And I would like to say this, the courthouse is available for public use. You can call the mayor's office, and you can schedule, and you can literally rent the courthouse and use it. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people realize.
They don't, and it's a very reasonable rate. to rent it. I don't want to say the rate right now, but I couldn't believe. Do you remember how much it is, Bill?
I think it's 150. We may be
I think
wrong
it is
on that, but
too.
I
It's
believe
somewhere in that
$150.
area, and I thought it was so reasonable. But it is, you can rent, and that upstairs would be great for events.
Oh, wonderful for any kind of event. I know the Christmas programs and the things that we put on during Christmas, we kind of centered it around the courthouse, and Santa Claus is there, and I know the gingerbread houses that was judged there. I just think it's wonderful that we have that in the Christmas tree lighting. It's a good place for the community to gather.
It is, and I'm very excited about the second floor and what you have in the plans going with the plays. I think that will be great for our community.
Yeah, and we've got some folks working on that, and I don't know how soon it'll be, but I know they are very excited about doing that and including everybody in the county in this.
Well, we're excited, the community is. Now, Bill, you're very active, you're a busy man, and you give a tremendous amount back to the community. And there's one thing I know that's near and dear to your heart, and that is the food truck and the food that you do over. And tell us more about that and how that came to be and how people can sign up and what they need to do. And it takes place at the Ag Center, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it started about 5 years ago, and my then pastor asked me if I would consider, kind of taking a look at running this operation that they had, where you basically, Second Harvest comes out of Nashville with a truck, and by the way, they're a great organization. They really help us. They come out of a truck with from Nashville, and it's food that basically people like Kroger, Walmart, Publix, and I shouldn't have started naming companies, but
there's a lot of them.
A lot of them. Mm-hmm. They donate food to them. They go through and sort it and take this food and put it in a tractor and trailer rig that they have, and they bring it up here and they back it up to the Ag Center, and we have been distributing it long enough that we have really gotten good at it, and we can take a tractor trailer load of that and we can get it out of the truck and give it out to people within about a 3-hour period. And what we do is basically we announce this through the churches that are sponsoring it, and I'm going to try to name them, and if I forget one of you guys, please forgive me, but the Worship Center over at Brother Bobby Peoples, Brother Jackie Dawson down here at Full Gospel, First Baptist, Brother Tim Frank, and my church, Living Water, and I knew I would forget somebody when I started naming them. The Methodist Church don't. In fact, just about any church that you can name around here, the Nazarene Church up here in town, lots of these churches, they pay money to pay for this food to come up. When we get a non-perishable truck, they have to pay a pretty big fee, and they pay this, and we distribute the food. Every second Wednesday of every month, we have a non-perishable truck that comes. The churches, volunteers from the churches come and they distribute that, and Second Harvest basically picks up the tab for that, and they pay for that one. That is a perishable truck, rather. And so it's like vegetables and anything that would be perishable, milk, items
Vegetables
like that.
And fruits and things like that. And when does that one come?
That's every second Wednesday in the month.
The perishable one
right.
comes.
And we usually do that. It comes at 11 o'clock, and it takes us about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get everything prepared, and then we start giving out the food. And the requirement is you need to hear about it through the church or one of the churches, and then you fill out a card with your name, address, and contact information, and then you basically present that there, and you go through the line, and you'll receive a box of food. I counted it up one time on one of the earlier pantries that we did, and if I went to Walmart and bought the items that we put in this one particular box that I checked, I would spend over $130.
Really?
So it's not a small thing that we're doing, and we're helping a lot of people. Like you said, it kind of gets to my heart. I see people come through, and I've talked to people that would literally have tears in their eyes because they didn't know what they were going to do, and this food was that precious to them. So it is a good program, and all these churches around here, they support that and do the work with it, and I really appreciate what they do.
And Joey, y'all go and help as well to unload the trucks and things sometimes
yeah.
if your schedule allows. I know that y'all been there to assist them. But if someone wants to volunteer, Bill, to come to help give this food out, do they need to be members of one of these churches, or can anyone from the public just come and help to pass out the food? If y'all needed help with unloading, how can someone, if they wanted to help, what do they need to do?
Well, the best thing they could do is if they have an email address, that they can look it up on the web at either Living Water Ministries or at my company, BTE USA, and get my email address and just send me an email and say, I would like to get notified when we're having a pantry truck. And then what I do is I send out an email blast and let people know when it's coming and what time in case anything changes. We are an open group. If you want to come and help, we don't push anybody away. We would love to have
Any
open
helping
arms.
hands available?
And a lot of times you'll think, well, there's a lot of people here, but we have been doing it so long that if somebody comes in new, the people that are there, they're able to watch them and they can pick right up on it. And it's always good to have 50 or 60 people that are there helping with this, because you don't get in each other's way. You actually are able to work and get this done, and it moves the food out, and the people that are coming through and getting it, they appreciate that. The first few times we did it, we were quite slow.
Well,
But we've learned how to get it down to a science now, and we can literally distribute a full tractor and trailer load of food in about 3 hours, 3.5.
how many families does one tractor trailer truck assist?
Okay.
Do you know how many it will help in that one day?
Yes, ma'am. On the Wednesdays that we do it, we have been averaging about 175 families.
Wow.
That's what we've been coming in that number.
Mm-hmm.
On the non-perishable and perishable trucks, which we usually do on a Saturday, and that's the ones that we have to pay for. So, by the way, donations go directly into that. No money's taken out for anything else.
It's
And
100%
100% of the
goes
money
into that food.
goes to that food truck. And those trucks, we'll see anywhere from 250 to 300 families that come through and get food from that. So it's actually doing a large work. And the reason we only announce it in the churches is because we want to affect our local area. We want to help the people here that are locally, and that's why we do that. And we figure that's probably the best way to do it. We used to advertise in the paper and do a lot of other things, and we found that just going through the churches and advertising that way is the best way. Is the best way. And every second Wednesday, everybody's got to where they are. They remember that now. So,
Right.
It's working out well.
Well, it's a wonderful ministry, and I praise you for all the hard work that you do, and for all the volunteers and all the churches that participate.
Well, I really need to make one thing real clear. It's not me. It's all those other folks. If we couldn't do it without them, and they really work hard, and there's...
And their support.
There's many of them, and they really are a wonderful group of people. And we've got some wonderful people in this county, and they really do a lot of good for a lot of people.
Yes, they do. You're exactly right. We've got so much going on in the community, and it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on, between all the county events and activities like this. But Smith County's a busy place, and I wanted to go over just a little bit about some of the things that the chamber activities that we have going on. February the 12th, we have leadership opportunity, the leadership reception, and I know Bill knows about that. He's been through leadership, and Joey's been involved with leadership. He drives the bus a lot of times, but we have a new class, a class of 10, and we have their reception on February the 12th. On February the 13th, now we take the youth leadership, the group of 32. That's the Law and Government Day, and the host is Michael Nesbitt and Tom White, and they've got a full day planned, and we're going to take those youth, and they're going to learn about our Smith County government and the law enforcement here. So that should be really interesting. They're going to get to meet with the sheriff, and he'll probably echo what you had said about how important important those signs are to the teenagers, I'm sure. Then on February the 15th, well, actually, I've skipped Valentine's Day, and I need to remind everybody that February the 14th is Valentine's Day. And I encourage you to shop local, spend local, and eat locally, and spend your tax dollars in Smith County, because it makes a difference here in your community. So when you're thinking about buying that Valentine gift, Joey, when you're thinking about taking that someone special out to eat dinner and bill, take them out in Smith County and support your local community. Now, February the 15th is Coffee Conversations, and that's at 8 a.m. on a Friday morning. And we have Representative Terry Lynn Weaver will be here, and special guest Senator May Beavers, and they're going to inform us of what's going on right now as they're preparing to vote on things, and they're going to get our input as to what you think, because right now is a crucial time. This is when they meet. This is when they're making the decisions, and they want to hear back from you. Anyone is welcome. We welcome you here. It's not just a chamber member activity. Anybody from the community on that. Then, February 21st and 22nd, it's a busy leadership month. We take the adult leadership on their overnight retreat, and we have a wonderful retreat. It's an overnight retreat in Beersheba Springs, and Miss Faith Young has a beautiful place there, and she allows us to go, and we learn a tremendous amount, and we have it chocked full of exercises and events. Then I just want to encourage, we've talked about these events, and we have a community calendar on our Chamber of Commerce website, and we try to put everything that we know about on the calendar. A lot of people now go to that when they're scheduling events, because sometimes you overlap events, but we're trying to keep that, and you can input an event. Like Bill, if he wanted to put about this food pantry truck, he could put that information on the website. Or if you have a big fundraiser going on, you can put that up. But we try to keep a lot of the community events, so that if you're thinking about scheduling something, you might want to look at that and say, you know, what else is going on that weekend? So keep us informed so everyone can know, and that also promotes your event. So go to our chamber website. It's www.smithcountychamber.org, and there are a lot of more events that are going on that you can check out there. We also want for you to like us on Facebook. We keep happenings posted on there, and events that's going on here in our community. And of course, everybody checks their Facebook page. I don't very much, but I know a lot of people do, and that seems to be the social media way to communicate. But we also have a Facebook page, so like us on Facebook, and we'll keep you updated. And as always, we want to thank the wonderful people at DTC for making the Smith County Chamber show possible, and we thank you for joining us today. Come visit us in Smith County if you don't live here. If you live here, be proud of it. Thanks for joining us.